To just kind of build on what you said, what are some of the misconceptions that people have about working in your industry? So obviously, I've worked in the restaurant industry before, and it's almost hell, almost
Oh
hell,
wow.
and not in the bad way. It's almost hell, as in like it's just chaos. It's everything happen all at once. I thrive in that kind of environment where you're with people, you're dealing with people that you're working with, which is like always the best because you're always like your soldiers going to the war. You're also dealing with the customers that come in, all the unexpected experiences. To me, that's life. All that kind of like the inflammable things that you can't really put your finger on. It's just anything could happen at any time. But it's also exhausting and it's stressful and like you get no breaks and like your managers will push you to hell and like your chefs, you have to like that delicate relationships you balance with your chef. That's always interesting. But yeah, talk to me more about some of the misconceptions you've noticed people have about the restaurant industry. You know, you might not know what people think, but like, what did you notice once you were in it?
The most interesting thing I've learned about misconceptions is that it doesn't. The majority of it is people that come as guests. Let's say I don't like the word customer because it reminds me of Asda and all this stuff. Like, the guests that come, yes, like they have some misconception, like, you know, they care about your birthday or your, you know, 10-year anniversary. We couldn't give a shit, right? But a lot of the time, this is where it's like most blaringly obvious. It will come from people within hospitality. Like, why do I need to come 5 minutes or 10 minutes before my shit? I get paid from 5 o'clock. I'm gonna come in at 5 or 5:01, take 10 minutes, smoke, and then start my shift. What? Excuse me? Though that's one example of misconceptions that people in hospitality make.
Why is that bad?
Huh?
Why is that bad?
Why is it bad? Because the people in any hierarchy you want to pay attention to are those with the most amount of fire in their bellies and the ones at the top. But the ones at the top that got there knowing that there are games to be played and overcame the politics and the bullshit and this and that, sacrifice 6 days a week, what have you. Those are the people you pay attention to. If I'm working with Joe Schmo and he's like going, oh yeah, like, right, why should we come in 5 minutes before? Why do I need to be deeper? It's just a job. It's just like, I just do this for money. I'm gonna go and buy some marijuana later. You don't want to surround yourself with those people. You don't want to pay attention to them, only to the extent like I'm not gonna do what that guy does. But how are you gonna do that unless the guy at the top goes, bro, if you come late again, you're fucking out of it. And you're gonna have to tell your mum that you got fired from your first job, and then watch. Or you can shut the fuck up. You can be humble. Come fucking on time, and I'm gonna teach you something. But most people neither want to stomach that transparency from a real G, or last that long to garner that kind of attention. You know what I mean? They're just, oh, I'll leave, and then they'll apply to another place and lie on their resume and stuff. There's a lot of fake confidence in hospitality. Fake confidence from customers and the people that work there. That's a common misconception. Like, whenever someone is coming at you, either you're a guest, right, and they're coming at you and they're like overly confident and they want to like make sure you're okay, like, and have a good time, watch that girl, bro, because she's probably not spiking your drink, but she's probably like not, that's probably not her. Like, no one is that high energy, bubbly all the time.
How do you tell the difference between
Probably the pitch, the tone of voice, if she's jumping up and down. No, but no, but you gotta bring it down to your level. Go, I lost my father today, and I'm hungry. What do you recommend? And then you see, like, if she continues, like, oh well, it's an act. It's an act. Now there's some acts you do to like I bring down your defensive barrier, I make you comfortable, right? Maybe a joke in the beginning, I don't feel like it, and I'm like, bro, you look tired, right? You take that risk, but then I get you comfortable, and then we have this exchange back and forth, and we reveal each other like in stages. But that's how I think you do it. Like, I'm comfortable with you, I'm gonna be myself, but I want you to as well. Like, I can see you not talking to that girl behind the bar. What the fuck happened? I want to have a conversation with the waiter, and he'd be like, I almost killed myself last night. I almost fucking I want this conversation. I love when people like you see them speak to an old lady or whatever, right? And like their public image, their public face, their voice, and all of a sudden, right, you catch them in the right light, you see their true face, and you're like, you're a devil just like myself. Yeah.
No, I completely agree, and I think like the best parts from when I worked in the restaurant industry was definitely that moment. There's moments where you kind of really got past people's perception, or mask is what I call it, the mask that they had, and then like you could get past that and then really see who they are.
And don't get me, I know this, right, because of myself. It happened today, right? So yeah, I'm working with a colleague I'd worked with previous. She's there. I'm feeling like more comfortable. And then I realized, like, 'cause I've had this realized, but I'll forget it. In a matter of 2 seconds, I can go from being one person to another person to another person, right? I can drop off a bag to a driver and go, boss man, confirm the journey, man, or fucking whatever. Turn around and go, hey ladies, how you doing? So yeah, sunny, whatever you like. And then turn to an old couple and speak respectfully like a posh boy. Whatever you need, nice and patient. In the space of 5 seconds, that's 3 personalities, 3 different voices, levels to the voice. But you can do that.
Why is that? Why does that happen in especially hospitality? Why is that important to be able to do? I can go.
You've got to know who you are, but you've got to know who you are when you're not being who you are. That doesn't make any sense.
It does make sense, but I want to.
But it does make sense, right?
Keep going, keep talking.
If someone is like, hey, I'm here, I'm me, I'm gonna do the same thing back at you. I'll be like, do you like this? Do you like seeing this?
Is this who we are?
I had a guy, and I felt so ashamed. If he was a white fella, fair enough. He was black, bro. So he could have, like John Jones, he could have looked like. But he was with his girlfriend, and he had the audacity to say this. I will never forget. I've seen him once again. I refused to take his order. He said, can we have these two? Like, beef burgers were. Can we have them veganized? Did you hear me? Can we veganize these? He said.
At the beef burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear why? How are you not on the floor? He said, can we veganize these? And it was an American. I wanted to say, brother, you're American. Give me a gun and shoot one of us right now. Can we have this veganized? Yes. Like vegan, bacon, vegan mean. I thought he was joking. I didn't laugh. I wanted to. I thought he was joking.
Yeah.
And I said it to someone else. They were like, he said what? And then he said it again, like the second time we met. I was like, oh, okay, you're sticking to this, are you? But it's that sort of thing. Like, why am I being told not to swear in a restaurant if it's a casual place?
Yes.
If I hear all sorts of, what he said was treasonous.
Yes.
It's against the human dignity. That should never be used as a noun, a verb, or whatever. One of the Shakespearean words. It shouldn't. He should never have uttered those words. Because now I'm cursed. Because I will never. I will never ever forget. Can we have these veganized? I will never forget that.
That's a meme, right?
And every American guy I've met since, I'm just expecting some, I don't want to say the word, some fruity thing to come out of their mouths. Even if they look like this, I'm just like, what poison have you been drinking? And can I have a dose? Because I don't live in the real world, obviously. I didn't know that was the thing. Sorry. I didn't see that on fucking BBC.
I mean, okay, fair enough. And I think it's so important to answer my own question about being different people at different places, especially in the service industry. I feel like the people that you come across, this is why it's so important. I always recommend people when they're younger to try the industry, because it will show you how different everyone is, and then if you're able to adapt to that. It's just adapting to different people and different energies. Some people's energy is really mild, like the older people. They're more like, they just want to see you be a gentleman. And you're like, okay, cool, I'll play this role. But some people want to see you be a bit more give back, a bit more rough, because they're in it on a date or something, or the guy's a bit, he wants a bit like, okay, let's go, and I definitely think it's important.
Let's go, yeah. I have many responses to that. But so just to go back, I used to work with this cocaine heavy Polish chef. He would do everything. This guy was unstoppable. Like, I'm taking work, right? I'm not joking. There was one day, right? This was his move. He would go out of the kitchen in his uniform with a smile on his face. He had been previously like, normal sentiment on his face or upset or what have you. Smile on his face, like waving his phone at me. Walked through the entire floor. This is like an open kitchen, out the shopping centre. And I'm like, oh God, right? And then he comes back after 10 minutes. The smile on his face is like 3 times the size.
He's picked up coke.
He's carrying a black bag. So not only has he bought cans, he's picked up something. It was from a black guy, I won't lie to you, in a Mercedes. By the way, that dealer of his, he would drive sometimes with his girlfriend or baby mama and his daughter in the back.
That's kind of crazy. Yeah.
I swear. And then this guy, I won't say his name. This guy Patrick.
You won't say his name.
Sorry.
You just told me where he works, what he does, what smile he had in his face.
This guy would sit in the back.
But don't say his name. That's a bit too much.
With the daughter and be like, how much? 200? Like tweaking out, and then he would come back like this. I swear to God, this is how is fickle the right one? Be like, oh, like kitchen's in a good mood. You guys I like the energy in here. They're on fucking coke. They're taking it next to your bloody pizza dough, next to your calamari. Come back. Let's go back and take a look at why they're so happy. They don't see behind the veil.
I think yes, the soft white underbelly.
I'm really glad you liked it. Please come back again.
The soft white underbelly of the cook, the restaurant industry is fascinating to me. I think I would get onto more on there, but I don't know what part of this video will be cancelled just based on that conversation alone, which I think is important.
We're not cutting out anything.
Well, not that part, of course. That part was fine. I mean, we didn't say any illegal activities that any of us were part of.
If I'm found dead, you know who it was.
So it's a guy named Patrick.
Name and nationality.
But okay, cool. Okay, to move on to the next kind of topic, I think it's so important because I wanted to. Could you what you describe there? I think it's a mediocrely run restaurant with all the legal activities and all that stuff there.
Say that again.
But and I've worked there, and I think it's a pretty good restaurant. But I think in terms of how well run the team is, it could have been better. What would you say is the difference between a very well run restaurant, one such as a Michael Pierre White would run? And I remember. So I have a quote from Michael, my boy Marco. So he talks about what he thinks all great chefs have in common. He says, you probably know this quote by heart, but he goes, first they respect nature as the true artist, and they are just the cooks. And second, everything they do is an extension of them as a person. So taking that idea of what he would believe is a good, I guess, motto for a restaurant to live by. What can you explain to me what you think a good restaurant would look like versus a mediocre restaurant?
Well,